On behalf of the St. Andrews School Board of Trustees, Bishop Eaton, the faculty and students, I am pleased to welcome you to our 59th annual commencement. This is a very special day for you, members of the class of 2020, and for your families, friends, your teachers, coaches, and advisors. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our two student orders. Our first speaker is David William Wang, Media Director for the Chinese Culture Club and Chinese National Honor Society, Vice President of the Scots Media Club, active in video production for some of our athletic teams, and plans to attend the University of San Francisco. Please join me in welcoming David.
Thank you. Bishop Eaton, Mr. Shapiro, Board of Trustees, faculty, the families before me, and my fellow soon-to-be alumni. As I begin my address to you all, I'd like to offer you a moment to breathe a huge sigh of relief. I'm going to do it too. It's been an unpredictable high school experience for all of us, students, parents, faculty, administrators, security guards, cooks, groundskeepers, and everybody else. When I first walked into St. Andrews in my sophomore year, I thought I'd be walking to the campus of an extremely traditional, strict, and elitist school. Keeping an open mind, however, I dove into the deep end of the pool. My stereotypical private school perception was challenged to not be the strictly religious or tightly managed institution, but rather what was, for certain, the most accepting place I've ever attended. On my first day, I was welcomed with open arms and had breakfast with Dave LaPlante and Fetty before touring our school. Compared to the first day in my previous school district, it took me relatively ages to find the group where I fit in. Those little things, like a simple "how are you?" or being someone who cares, all support this thesis. Community and friendships are what buy the most happiness. It's perhaps most effective on those who lay on the autism spectrum. Take it from me. Doctor said when I was less than 2 years old that I would never be able to speak, and I therapist until I was about 4. And while I was able to overcome my developmental challenges, it took way longer to actually gain true people that I shared friendships with, all the way up until about 3rd grade to be precise. And if I could put all of it on one single element of my primary education, it would have to be the lack of a tight community between students. I thought I would have to reset that cycle when I came here. But what seemed like an expectation turned out to be a life-changing experience that proves that community is what emboldens a person. From the moment I had breakfast with Dave LaPlante and Fede, I assimilated into a community with open arms very quickly, one that values not just honor above all, but the qualities of the individual respected by the community, one that served me as much as I wanted to serve it. As a sort of thank you for that dinner at the Ale House Dylan Rogers hosted for me and the basketball team, for the ride Morgan Mulberry offered me when my car still hadn't come down from Ohio, for our CFO, Mrs. Pratt, for hearing me out on my idea to improve drone flights at St. Andrews, for Coach Toby's lessons on writing the scoreboard, and too many others to mention. It incentivizes me to look with honor upon our work, the school, its students, staff, and teachers. That self has been one of the reasons why I created Sports Rewind in the first place. And from the reception that I've received through the power of content, I've received 2 major observations. The first is that our community is more connected and excited for sports during the past 2 years, echoing my idea of community being what buys happiness. The second major observation being that I am extremely good at accidentally getting hit by basketballs and lacrosse balls. Thank you, Gunnar. This coming fall, all of us are going to be in different places. 2 to Harvard, 1 to Yale, 1 to NYU, 1 to West Point, a lot at UF. Wherever each and every one of you end up for college, or after college, I would encourage you to implement my observations. Maybe not the one about being hit by basketballs, but certainly the one about the connected community. Make it so that whatever you dabble yourself into becomes something that we can all look with honor upon. And chances are more than certain that your good deeds will travel back to St. Andrews, hereby further fulfilling our school's prayer's final request. Grant St. Andrews School success and each her sons and daughters bless. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.